know if you ever heard of this thing called clear keys.
Of what?
Clear keys. Here, I'll do it for you. It's interesting. So this is like 10 years ago. It was like this thing that these golfing machine guys that thought it was going to become a big thing for a mental game. So clear keys are like, it's especially for people who are adult learners or never played as kids that are very, got a lot of like steps in their mind or different swings they could, try. So basically you want to occupy your conscious mind with something that has nothing to do with golf at all, so that you can kind of unconsciously swing. So one thing, so it has to be like a nonsense sentence, but then a nonsense sentence that's nothing about golf that just can occupy your mind. So you're coming up here, you have your target, you know what kind of shot you want to hit. Okay, I want to hit a draw. That blue flag started right at this yellow thing. All right, but then in my mind, I'm going to be saying pretty loud, Mary had a little lamb, its fleece was white as snow. Like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll say like, it can't have anything like, because a lot of times people say, oh, I know that when I stay down in my backswing, I'm going to hit a good shot. But if you let something creep in where you say like, okay, stay low and smash it,
Yeah.
that doesn't work. But if you say something weird like, good night moon, good night stars, good night sun, good night sky, like it kind of, it's just something to keep, it might be like an extreme fix, like a yips fix or whatever, but.
Well, like, I feel like every little mannerism, like setting up, if it's not done in rhythm of the swing, it has to be, or I'm sorry, the swing has to be done in that rhythm.
Well, Tiger was crazy at the Zozo. Like, he's always been crazy with that as far as like so repeatable. Like the final, like, let's say like 15 seconds before he hits the ball. At Zozo, it was crazy though, because back here it was real repeatable. It was four pretty fast practice swings, like back here, like faster than most people take them. It was 1, 2, 3, and then like almost like you can tell his brain's out there. It's not like in this area. 4. It's 4 practice swings, and then he kind of stands where he kind of gets it in his eyes, and then he comes up here, got it again, kind of a little waggle. I don't think there's any kind of practice swing around here. And then he hit the shot, and the interesting thing about that, like they showed like, I don't know, like a dozen shots, and it was the same thing like every time. Like he was in the rhythm of hitting the golf shot like way back here already, like you were saying.
Well, with my, I'm trying to do it with my full swing, but with my putting, why no one could beat me is I had the walk into the ball. I had that down to a cue. Like, I mean,
before you hit the putt.
so
Yeah.
I had it to where I could consciously talk myself through my routine and get myself into a rhythm with my putting. Couldn't do it with the full swing.
Right.
But
So you like put yourself into a trance.
yeah, so I got it to where I knew that when I'm behind the putt right now. When I walked into it, I always started with my left foot, and I wiped down the putter face to make sure, just instinctively, that gets me going. So I would start with the left foot, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I'm set up. The fifth step, I was already in my setup position for my putt.
So, and then once you're there about to hit it, you're just like reacting.
So,
Yeah.
right.
To the hole.
So once I'm here, then now I kind of get a little balanced and comfortable, but the whole time I'm looking at the hole, and I got the putter sold behind the ball, both hands on it, and I'm tracing the line back with my eyes as I'm coming back to the ball. And as soon as I come back to the ball in one motion, as I'm coming back to the ball with my eyes, I take the putter back.
Right.
There's no stoppage.
Right. Because if you stop, you start to think about it and you'll tighten up.
And what got me there was I was putting poorly, and I noticed I was like, coming back to the ball. I'd come back to the ball, and then I would set the putter up.
Oh.
And it was like an extra second of heebie-jeebies sometimes.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, I set up right in where I wanted it. I look up, but this coming back part was by far the most important. Where
yeah, Bob Rotella was saying that the most important, like, there's a lot of different routines with putting.
Yeah.
But he thinks it should always end with hole, ball, putt.
Yeah.
Yeah, if there's something in between that.
So for me, there's somewhat of a disconnection when I hit the ball because I want to take absolutely no time like that to hit it. But it's
I'm gonna try that with this drive. So, like, if I'm hitting the drive already back here, you know what I mean?
right.
So, like, I'm not
Like right now, your brain should be completely off in terms of.
So I'm still thinking, like, okay, that's what I want to do. In my body, I want to spring on it the way I have been. Here you go, 150, 150, 150. This thing I've been thinking of. Here. Now I'm hitting the ball already. $150, $150. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. That's good because it's like the golf swing is 2 seconds long, but if you change your brain to say no, the golf swing is about like 15 seconds long. You know what I mean? Because that's all your golf swing. That stuff is your golf swing.
Yeah.
Hit a drive for a four. And that 150 one thing for me, that's been really helping because I noticed that, like, you can go there. I noticed that, like, when I just try to hit my driver 150 yards, it's slow enough for me to tell what I'm doing wrong. Like at 110 miles an hour, I'm not really feeling it.
Yeah.
But like, so if I hit this like pool shrimp cut at 150 yards, I know that's wrong. But if I can hit this like push draw, like synced up thing at like just 150 yards with driver. So I'm thinking, my two swings are 150 yard shot, 150 yard shot, and then I'm actually trying to get 150 club head speed. So
yeah.
So it's just like adding that. Here you go. Go one, Boris. Real good one. So you trying to like hit a fade with your irons and a draw with your driver?
I'm trying to hit a fade with
everything.
I like the fade, but honestly, I don't feel that I have enough control over it at the moment to where I'm really trying to hit a certain shot.
Yeah. 150, 150, 150. So that's come up here. I'm gonna hit it 150 yards. About that. 150 yards. Like that, and then I'm gonna swing with 150 miles an hour club head speed. Yeah, like that.
Mhm.
Like, hit another drive. Well, what are you trying to? Percentage-wise, what do you think you hit your drives at?
What, like fairway?
No, like effort level, 95%.
No, I hit it at 100%.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. How did you get to that? Or that's just something you always did?
No,
I have an actual.
Oh, you have a thing there.
It's
nice.
a tape, yeah.
I don't know. I practiced when hitting chip drivers and stuff, but never like on the course. No way. No. Yeah. Like, oh, this hole's a bunt driver. I never believed in that. If it's a bunt driver, it's a 3-iron for me. or a 2-iron, low loft.
Okay, let's try this sandwich thing again real quick. So I want you to hit. I heard that over here. Right, there it is. I want you to hit this one where I want your shoulder to go back and just like fly away. You know what I mean? Because here you go. Put that in there. What Boris was talking about with the water skiing squirrel thing is if all your arms are the boat, and this is the shaft is a rope, and then this is the squirrel water skiing. You want to be swinging through the impact zone where the rope hasn't slackened. Like a good player won't really let this get past on the way through, but you would see the rope that's kind of weak and slack. So you want it to be motoring this way. So I want you to feel that you hit this drive, and feel like when you aim to the ball, it kind of slackens the rope. So kind of aim to the ball and hit that shoulder.
Yeah,
hit that bad shot. So like on command, bad shot. Yeah, that's like 5,200 spin. All right, so now just do the opposite of that.
Okay.
That's the only instruction I can give. Do the opposite of that. Oh yeah, that's a great difference. I loved it. The kind of the nickel step back, like you got so much ground into it.
Well, I always hit my driver well when I would try to hit it hard, but.
Thanks, Chris. All right, now back that up with a good wedge shot. It's that blue flag. That's 71 yards. All right, but the challenge I'm gonna give you is you have to hit this ball to the blue flag. So you can either stand however you want.
Okay.
That's so it's hanging off the back of it. So Boris has to figure out how to stand there.
I kind of know this shot because I worked at a Pete Dye course for a little while. So you kind of, with the railroad ties.
Yeah, like you're on a...
But...
Oh, good shot. Okay, so now I want you to hit it. What club is that?
54.
Okay. So now I want you to hit it 10 yards past where that ball went, same line. But did you see how like you had to be creative and you had to be athletic and come up with something cool? So you did it. Now you don't have any constraints. It's not difficult, but I need you to have the same amount of creativity lighting up your brain to hit this over there. So it's a stock shot that you're hitting with like the same amount of brain excitement as like you heard of like Phil. Like sometimes like he would hit the easiest chips like real poorly. You know,
yeah.
Just like didn't excite him. So like let's get this to excite the creativity of your brain just as much. Yeah, really good shot. Perfect, 10 yards past it. That was really all right. So, what did you feel? What did you think about that one? How did you psych yourself into not just hitting this like range ball shot, 105 yards or whatever?
Well,
or 85 yards.
It was just more. I was just focusing on the shot, honestly.
On the trajectory?
Just, yeah, like, okay, like, what do I want to do here? The biggest thing I would run into, and I think other good players would back me up on this too, is you hear us talk about our rounds a lot. Oh, this is an easy shot, this and that.
Yeah.
And that's like, I think that's like voodoo in golf. Yeah, it'll. And
or if you tell yourself like before a shot, like, hey, yeah, it is over water. All I got to do is hit a normal 7-iron, just
right.
Normal 7-iron. Yeah, I think the
See-
phrase stock or normal, that's kind of
And
weird.
you know, like a scratch player, they probably didn't say much of that, but definitely, you know, bomb a drive. I got 70 yards, and it's like middle pin at Rec Park. You're
Yeah.
you're really not like. It's almost your ego's like, why do I need to focus on this? You
Yeah.
know, but really, it's a shot. And me and James talked about this years ago when James Boykin. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
But I'm sure James O agrees with this. But when it was a middle flag, 100 yards out or whatever, that was like obviously the shot we're talking about here, easy shot. He would always say, focus on hitting a certain trajectory or something that will get you distracted from
excited to hit the shot. Here,
Yeah.
Let me try to hit this 71-yard shot here. For me, yeah, I'm gonna hit this like, I'm gonna imagine there's this little like, what do you call those things? Hula hoop? Like a hula hoop like floating on a balloon, like in the Tiger Woods game.
Yeah.
And I'm really gonna challenge myself, not so much to hit it close to the blue flag, but to hit it through that hula hoop. Yeah, like that. So then, what can I do to unlock my sense of how hard to hit it? Because that was just a little long. The contact was awesome. The trajectory was exactly what I want. What do you think is like? I know that David Ledbetter says like he tells people like even if the number doesn't mean anything, he tells them like, okay, if it's 71 yards, think like, okay, I'm gonna hit this 71 miles an hour. What do you think is a good way? Like, do you use the clock system?
No, I've done that before, but I think the clock system is good if you do it just on your feel. Like, as someone told me that you know, if you're gonna do 9 o'clock or 7:30, it actually has to be 7:30, which I don't buy. I just did. This is what I feel like is
like me feeling. All right, so me feeling.
Like, what does it matter?
Clock.
Like, yeah, like does it matter if it's actually 9 o'clock or does it really matter if you just feel 9 o'clock?
Yeah. Yeah, I was surprised because Tim Yelverton, who works with Scott Brown, Kevin Kisner, a bunch of like PGA Tour pros.
Yeah.
He told me that because he was telling me about like having 3 different distances for each wedge, like one where the club was parallel, one where your arm was parallel, and then like full, right? So,
yeah.
And he was telling me that he's like, hey, there's guys on tour that have with marker like 3 different yardages written on the back of like their wedges and stuff. So he's like, don't worry about it looking like dorky or whatever.
Yeah.
So let me see. So I got that hula hoop there. But now I'm gonna mix in, like I know that to my armpit is gonna be the thing that gets it there perfect. Yeah, exactly. That's what I want.
I don't know, the way I did it, I guess I would just do trial and error on the course when I practice.
Yeah.
I would take 5 balls and just repeat. I mean, I had an empty course to practice on. When I worked out at La Quinta in the summer.
Okay, yeah.
So I put pool noodles.
Like 112 out and nobody was out there.
Well, I would do 75 yards, let's say, or 80 yards, and then I would hit my 58, my 54, my 50, and I would document how, on average, how far they carried, and on average, how far they rolled out or spun back.
How far a parallel would carry, or
no, to me it was only numbers. I didn't think about what kind of swing to make. When I was inside of 100 yards, I only think like number, like okay, 70. To me, it's like 70 yards. All right, with the 54, that's what I do.
Okay, right. So
if I think anything more than that when I play, I don't think I'll be able to hit it well.
You did it through your training, where you got kind of like a lag putt, where you got used to. Like, okay, this is a 75, or, you know, the wind's helping a little bit, but, you know, even though there's 80, I'm still going to hit this, like, one of my 75s. That I practice. Yeah.
For me, wedges would be very instinctive, like, in terms of, like, distance. I would need to know the number to the pin, because you know certain course designers, they like to put things to trick with your vision.
Yeah.
So if you're a visual person,
Oh, right. Yeah, because I was saying
Yeah.
there was a plant. Oh, it was out here at Hartwell. And there's one of the holes out here that it's a short hole, but because there's a tree that crowds in halfway to the hole, it makes
this
it
one
look-
here, 14.
No. It's the one against the fence.
Oh.
So there's that tree that crowds in on the right-hand side.
Oh yeah.
It's
By the
105
maintenance
yards,
yard.
but it looks like 125.
Yeah.
You know, and because you have to pass that tree, and there's the bunker there that makes it look like a big-time course.
Right.
So it's really tough to trust your yardage sometimes because the designer will try to trick you.
Yeah, but like for me,
That's perfect.
it's almost my wedges. It's almost knowing what I can't do with them that helps me. Like,
Oh, like what shots you just shouldn't try to take on.
yeah. I like to hit a lot of shots with my 50-degree chipping and like practicing with it, especially like 100. I would love to hit low shots with it.
This year is going to be my big push for. Like, I want some fastball speed this year. Like I feel like I've been so glancing, but like I've been making some fast swings, but the impact has been glancing with driver. But I think I'm on to something good. All right, so I'm going to really try to hit this fast. Yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty real good for the golf course. Have you ever used these kind of tees? It's like an hourglass. I love it because it's the same exact height every
Yeah.
time. It's like I don't like a super gigantic tee, but
That's good for the mats out here
it's
too.
the same thing. Yeah, and I think the most you can get it to be like the golf course, like that rubber tee, it's something. It's strange how specific your brain can be, where like where your brain goes, well, this is something I do in this kind of zone or area. This is not. So you got to really make it like the course as much as you can. All right, there's this one guy that watches the channel that says I would hit it 30 yards further if I got this. Like I kind of am soft with that left impact here, and if I got up out of the ground like a whole lot more, he's like, you'd be so much longer. You try to get a lot of your distance out of your legs?
I don't think about my legs at all.
Oh, okay.
No.
I hit my worst stretch of golf is whenever I try to fix my lower body or fix my lower body. It's like, that's why I don't really like lower body feels.
I mean, I don't know. I don't feel like baseball players work a lot on. Maybe they do.
Worker.
Maybe they do, but
No,
like.
I mean, so I'm an editor for the Dodgers, and so I get a lot of this footage of when they're working on their swings and stuff. This is what they talk about. They talk about the length of their stride, okay? And they talk about what their hands do in transition a lot. So they want to they call walk the hands away. See this? So the ball's coming and the hands go back as the foot goes forward.
That's the anti-swimming move.
Oh, okay, what's that? Oh, is that?
Yeah, you can't swim if you do that.
Yeah, so
it's
if
impossible.
You do this, and the hands don't walk away.
Yeah, if you go,
this is swimming.
That's like the
fish, yeah.
the separation. It's almost like a dance.
Yeah. And it's almost like this, and then you see how they kind of lead with the heel, but it's kind of unconscious. So that's what they think. And I know that Justin Turner, and there's certain guys like Justin Turner and Marlon Byrd, and guys like and Derek Jeter, where then when they're here, they just try to get the back head out.
Yeah.
Right? So they're not cranking like this and then hitting it. They're just trying to put the sweet spot on the ball. Like it's basically like a cast almost. But everything happens so fast that it's like
a cast with like a bowed wrist.
Yeah,
right?
Almost.
I think that's where I feel what you're doing. That's what I feel Cameron Champ does is he does like he does that.
Standing still, he does that. Yeah. You ever
Like I feel like if him planting his left foot is what gets his club to twirl on the transition like this, like right? Like I feel like he's so strong
like
at doing
that
that.
thing where you ever see like Kenny Perry?
Yeah.
He takes it back. Well,
Lifts
he's shut,
it up.
Right? He takes it back and he steps this way.
Mm-hmm.
He gets more closed. But I don't know. All right, but if I was to hit this, like, that's one thing I was experimenting with for a while. Where if I was going to hit this like a baseball shot and not think that the ball's not there, and then just think like imagine the ball's coming in.
Yeah.
I have to have the timing of to hit the ball when the ball gets there.
Broke. Kinda.
Will it still hold a ball?
Yeah. Yeah. The just the end.
Ah, shoot.
It might work though.
I think it'll work. Yeah. Yeah. That.
But I mean, at the end of it, it's still right through that transition, baseball or golf. You still have to maintain that like structure of between the relationship between the left arm or just the arms and how in relationship with your chest and stuff, how it works.
Yeah, it's
right?
the same thing. Like you can't get the
Like if you get it,
out past whatever, you know, it's got you have to be pulling through. The one thing that happens in baseball even more, and it's an interesting problem, is they call bat drag.
yeah,
So like the bat just stays back here. It's like almost too much lag, and then it drags a lot, and then it flips. It's like real young kids who don't have much strength do it a lot, and they have some weird tools to get rid of bat drag. But the thing about golf and baseball, really almost anything else in golf, that this is in that Beyond Great Impact. If you go to BeBetterGolf.net/BGI that I talk about, that I was telling you about, is baseball, you're catching the ball out here. You know, that's where you make impact, out there. And with golf, it's here. So almost with golf, it's weird because like you're hitting the ball where those guys would hit a foul ball to right field. So baseball players have a tough time adjusting that. First of all, everybody should have it more forward in their stance than they do anyway. Like, I don't know, 85% of people. But so the thing is to still hit the ball as if 150. Yeah, that's good.
I've always been a big believer in like my practice swings. Like it's real easy to just get lazy and just kind of do this, you know?
Yeah.
Which I see tour pros do that.
It's like, what are you accomplishing with that, you mean?
Yeah. It's yeah, but like I feel like I always usually hit a pretty good shot, even on the course.
So like your waggle before you hit it, like you're flipping at it.
Yeah.
You're like training a little flip.
Yeah, but if I did the opposite, and I hit a good shot when I do this, it is, you know, just, it would be this for me. Like, it's like mini flamingo, but it's really, to me, it's just the club doing
the rhythm
flamingo.
of your feet together with your... Huh, I don't know why I do that, Anthony. That's good, boy. I keep wanting, like, I don't know where you're aiming, but I keep wanting to see that ball start more over here. Or at least maybe like have it fade then. Fade it back.
I'll try to fade this one.
I don't know why I did that. I changed my eye line a little bit. It would just be a natural thing. I'm right-eyed. Are you left-eye or right-eyed?
Right eye.
See, somebody needs to check on this for me, but I heard that of the general public, not golfers, the general public, like 90% of people have the same dominance. They're right arm dominant and they're right eye dominant, or they're left arm dominant and they're left eye dominant, right? Whereas 90% of the PGA Tour is cross dominant, where they're left eye dominant, right-handed. There's only like a few people like David Duval and Henrik Stenson and those people. Those like a lot of the guys that like look up. I wonder if Matthew Wolf's like that, or Dustin Johnson. But a lot of the guys that look up, they are right eye dominant. But I heard that almost like it's totally flipped, where 90% of the tour is cross dominant, where they're like Nicholas is left eye dominant, Tiger's left eye dominant, and they say there's something to it, because when you're right eye dominant, you can go like this and get out past it pretty easy. Which, you know, there's ways around it. But with left eye, you stay has to stick on it. Like Nicholas would be extreme at that, you know. I think it, like.
See, I think the fact that here I'm right-handed and I'm right eye dominant kind of hurts me, because I feel like my right eye, when I'm hitting the ball,
yeah,
like I feel like my head doesn't, like, I don't know how to say it, but it's like, you know how like when you open up right away with the shoulders,
yeah,
the head does that. Mm-hmm. Like, I can't do that.
Yeah, right.
I feel like because I'm right eye down.
You would lose it in your eye?
Yeah, I can't hit the ball. But yeah, I'm right eye.
I'm practicing that, what you just did.
What?
Here and.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
I gotta get open. They're real into that.
I mean, with lag tension, I just focus on this. For me, like, okay, how do I take this practice swing to where I get the club wide, but it's still coming here?
Yeah. Do that thing like we were doing the other a couple months ago. Where here, take this ball and put it there like it's that spiky ball.
I think I have it in my bag.
Oh, do you really?
I might.
Yeah. So what I want to see you do is like put like 2 balls down here. So this is this thing I built out of a dryer ball. That's cool. And so what I want you to do is, you know how you're saying that your practice swings are like not like this anymore? They're a little bit more like you're actually pulling the rope.
It's like you're not like pulling the handle. You're not holding on. It's just like it's just that. But yeah, whatever it is.
It's the force in your hands is direct.
I don't want the people to think that, like, you know, you're supposed to do this, like
yank it.
That's not what we're doing.
No, yeah. Well, the difference really, to me, I'm not pulling the handle through it. I'm just changing my intention. It's there rather than here. So what I want you to do is hit 15 yards, like 15 yards where you're feeling that pressure on that finger. 15 yards, and then full. But keep that pressure on that finger. Or show them that in the camera. This is this thing.
Yeah.
I put this on Instagram. There's like 4 or 5 golfers that are like, I've seen a lot of stupid gadgets and things. This is the dumbest. So this is a piece of Velcro one strap, and then this is a dryer ball from Woolite. You can get at Bed Bath & Beyond. And you put this on the shaft, and this is...
You just put it on the right side of the... Yep. Like behind the target, I guess you would.
And you can really feel when these spikes get off. When you've dumped the lag, you can feel the spikes go out of your finger.
This is a very good drill. This one, I think.
Yeah, it helps your awareness a lot.
Yeah. It's one of those like outside the box things for sure.
Yeah, I'm going to the PGA show later this month. Just 15 yards. 15 yards. Like it's like the speed of your waggle.
Yeah.
There you go. And hit it full. Just keep those spikes. So like if it's not gonna like peak, it's gonna, whatever pressure that you have on it here as you're entering delivery, is going to be the same all the way to
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. And that's the shot I like. That was like a 1.5 yard fade. Real solid there. But you're not because the people always say that, like, people say, like, you're not holding through impact with that, are you?
No, but I'm not holding and I'm not releasing either.
Yeah.
I don't. That's just what I feel like I'm doing.
So
yeah.
you're not like thumping it out, but you're not going like this.
It's like
just a little.
think of like how would you move your arms in a way that would move your body without really actively using your wrists?
Why did you say how would you move your arms in a way that would move your body? Most regular golf instruction we hear, how am I going to move my body that'll move my arms? Whereas like Tony, my teacher and stuff, they think like the intention of your arms is the thing that moves your body more so than like the normal kinetic chain, like ground up kind of thing.
I think the body thing is kind of, I don't have anything to back this up. I think moving the body thing is kind of a myth that was developed by many instructors because so many golfers use their hands so horribly and poorly.
Right.
You know, but
so they're like, oh, you're all arms and hands. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you're gonna hit like hammer something into the ground. Are you thinking about like? No. I mean, I don't know. I think the arms have to move.
Club, if this was just an axe and you wanted to put it into a tree, and I've done this. And you would just want to put the toe down of it. I've got like some thrift store golf clubs to do this with. And you hit this thing. Your mind is like, you feel your feet and stuff gripping the ground and whatnot, but your brain is so in the toe of that thing.
Yeah.
You know, and you'll see some athletic looking moves when you go to actually hit something.
I just think the feel is not real. People that think they use their body, they're initiating it with their arms. I think, like even Stenson, like he loads, like he's got that thing, but I mean,
like,
at some point you have to, your arms are holding onto the club.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the way I look at it is,
the thing that always gets people.
If you go like this, if you move your arms like this, your shoulders aren't going to turn, right? But that's what I feel like if I moved him back here, well, that would turn my shoulders.
Things like on the downswing, people see the super slow mo.
Yeah.
Like that Tiger thing, and it goes like this, like. So all that stuff is happening in super slow mo. So they think like that they can control that in time.
Yeah.
But your swing isn't happening in slow mo. It's happening in
real
motion. It's like you would be so far behind. By the time you do this, you would be so stuck behind. All right, we ran out of light, guys. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you later. Click the subscribe button. I'm going to be doing a lot of live broadcasts for my trip to Orlando, Florida, to the PGA show and that stuff. So, but you only get to see those if click the bell. Thanks for watching, everybody. Sorry I didn't get to your comments. We were into this. Oh, there's a lot of comments. I'll try to.